As oil prices keep rising, we take a look at statements made by now President Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi back during the 2008 election campaign, before and during the summer of 2008 when gas prices were at an all-time high.
This weekend, the nationwide average of $3.07 per gallon set a record, exceeding last August's previous record. And I'm particularly concerned because the highest price, $3.49 per gallon, is what is being charged in my district.
But pain at the pump is back, with gas prices breaking records again in 2011, jumping 19 cents just in 1 week. Will President Obama take measures to lower gas prices, or will he use high prices to push his green energy agenda and dreams of high-speed rail?
For the sake of our security, our economy, our jobs, and our planet, the age of oil must end in our time.
I'm kind of happy the gas prices are going up in one sense. It'll force us to think about changing the culture, to create more emphasis on mass transportation from the local on up to the federal level.
And finally, this plan will begin to end the tyranny of oil in our time. Doubles our capacity to generate alternative sources of energy, like wind and solar and biofuels. And it saves the average working family hundreds of dollars on their energy bills.
But will this really help working families pay their energy bills?
The problem is, can you get the American people to say this is really important and force their representatives to do the right thing? That requires mobilizing a citizenry. That requires them understanding what is at stake. And climate change is a great example. When I was asked earlier about the issue of coal, under my plan of a cap and trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Even regardless of what I say about whether coal is good or bad, because I'm capping greenhouse gases, coal-powered plants, natural gas, you name it, whatever the plants were, whatever the industry was, they would have to retrofit their operations. That will cost money. They will pass that money on to consumers.
We have been slow to move in a better direction when it comes to energy usage. And the president, frankly, hasn't had an energy policy. And as a consequence, we've been consuming energy as if it's infinite. We now know that our demand is badly outstripping supply, with China and India growing as rapidly as they are.
But is supply of oil really as limited as President Obama suggests? A new study conducted by Northern Economics in conjunction with the University of Alaska Anchorage shows that the development of offshore drilling of just 3 areas in the last frontier would make the state the 8th largest oil producer in the world, ahead of Libya, Nigeria, Norway, and Russia, and would generate 35,000 jobs in Alaska alone and 57,000 jobs nationwide and billions in tax revenue.
Now, Senator McCain noted the other day that the idea on coastal drilling that he and President Bush have offered polls well, and I acknowledge that. But what we need right now are not appealing but meaningless gimmicks. Wind and solar, biofuels, electric vehicles, clean energy jobs, and high-speed rail.
With foreign oil prices continuing to rise, a massive budget deficit at the federal level, and an unemployment rate of 9%, experimenting with green energy before investing in proven economic development seems like a political agenda taken too far.
Things that you can do individually, though, to save energy. Making sure your tires are properly inflated. Simple thing. But we could save all the oil that they're talking about getting off drilling if everybody was just inflating their tires and getting regular tune-ups. You could actually save just as much.
For townhall.com, I'm Katie Pavlich.